Hi guys, and welcome back again to the Tech YouTube channel and to another roundup edition and a buyer's guide, so to speak. This time in focus being the CPU coolers under $50, since this is a pretty common topic amongst users. As you may assume, we are talking about air coolers here, as with that budget you can only get to lower end closed loop water cooling models like Raijintek Cooler 650, Corsair H50 or Cooler Master Seidon 120V. Although they can provide above average performance, personally we would rather pick a quiet and good performing air cooler in the similar price range. We divided our picks into two budget groups, so to speak, one's being below $30 and one's closer to the $50 mark, as in those two segments you'll usually find the most value-oriented products. This way we will make your choice a bit easier in relation to the pretty hefty gap between those two segments, and mostly because not all users would buy from that upper tier segment or vice versa. I won't go deep into the individual performance of these coolers, that would be a very long video, but I can say that I've had most of these models in my hands and tried them out in person. If you want to go more into details about any particular model mentioned here, you can always find a bunch of good reviews online. So, let's start off with ones just shy of $50. This price point delivers a lot of good contenders, filling our top 5 choices pretty fast and with a bunch of honorable mentions. We'll begin in no particular order, and first in line is the Thermalright TrueSpirit 140. Although this model is really old, dating as far as 2012, it's still in the top of its class when it comes to cooling the CPU. Coming to our next choice, we have the Phanteks PH-TC12DX. This one has a pretty cool looking black and white color scheme, but before all it offers great performance. Although you won't run into a lot of Thermaltake CPU coolers which are above average and worthy of mentioning, especially in this segment, the Frio 14 Silent is actually a quite good example of a great value product, combining above average performance in this segment and a very quiet fan. BQuad is pretty known for its good value products, especially when it comes to cooling. The Shadow Rock 2 tends to be a common choice amongst a lot of users, especially because how quiet it is. Last but certainly not the least, most of you probably didn't hear about this brand, as they've just recently made a bigger push into other markets, but Raijintek and its Nemesis dual tower CPU cooler set the bar pretty high when it comes to price to performance ratio, and that's the reason why this model made it onto this list. For some honorable mentions, we rounded up a quite a nice bunch worthy of mentioning, some a bit cheaper like Prolimatech 68, Shadow Rock Slim, CRYORIG H5, Scythe Mugen 4, Zalman CNPS 11X Performa, and some a bit above the $50 border like Prolimatech 81, Deepcool Lucifer, Thermalright Venomous X, and Noctua UNS. All in all, this segment offers a huge number of good CPU coolers, and either of them could be on your short list, especially the top 5 choices. In comparison to the $50 budget segment, the around $30 budget segment is a bit on a drafty side with CPU coolers worthy of mentioning, but of course we have few very familiar models which are jumping out from the rest of the bunch in this market as a great value products. First to come in mind is the almighty and very easy on the budget Cooler Master Hyper 212 Evo. This CPU cooler doesn't need any special introduction, as it is a proven buy for thousands of users and one of the most popular budget cooler choice on the PC Part Picker website. BQuad reappears in this segment also with its Pure Rock cooler model, which has very aggressive pricing considering its performance and especially as it's almost whisper quiet. The TrueSpirit 120 is another representative of the Thermalright brand, which can also lean a bit on a more affordable side. Although this model is almost 3 years old, it still outperforms some of its newer rivals. Next in line comes the Enermax ETS-T40, which although not so popular deserves more attention, especially for this price point and in regards of its performance. The regular ETS-T40-TB version comes without a special coating, which you can see on some other versions of it, and because of that it brings the price of the product to a very appealing amount. Again, for our last choice, we have another great example of performance to price ratio with Raijintek's Themis cooler. This model is praised by a lot of reviewers and even me for that matter, definitely a very good and a bit cheaper alternative worthy of checking out. Although there isn't a lot of them, we managed to gather up some honorable mentions, which were mostly around $20 price mark, and those are some good choices if you have a really tight budget. Here we have a model from Cooler Master, the T4, one model from Zalman, the ever so popular CNPS-10X Optima, and Arctic's model from their freezer series, the 7 Pro. Yes, we just ran through a lot of CPU coolers for you to potentially buy, all of them being under $50, except for few of them from the honorable mentions. As you can notice, this is a busy part of the market and it can get hectic once you try to finalize your choice. That's why we made two different brackets, so you can easily before all guide yourself according to your budget. Other than that, whatever you choose from the top 5 list, being it either from a lower or a higher price bracket, you won't make a bad choice. Thank you guys once again for watching. You can check out the pricing and more detailed specifications for all coolers down below in the description box. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up if you like this video, feel free to share it also. Leave us a comment down below if you have any questions or which other hardware choices would you like to see from us. And of course subscribe to our TechTik YouTube channel for more further content like this, or you can check out our other videos from before.